Hello, and welcome. This is the RSL semifinals. We're finally getting to the weekend that we've all been waiting for. We have the top 4 players here tonight duking it out to see who's going to go to the grand finals that will be tomorrow in 24 hours. My name is Hawkeye, the executive producer of the RSL, the one behind the curtains, pulling the strings on everything, and making this grassroots presentation. And today I have 2 casters with me today. We have a little bit of a change of what we normally do for our lineup. So we have the little Tramp from Team RNG as well as Rival Gaming Zone RaMa here to cast with us. Welcome.
Hello, Hawkeye. Hello, RaMa. RaMa.
Hello,
RaMa!
Tramp. Hello, Hawkeye. Hello, everyone viewing the RSL.
Yeah,
Pretty
glad to have you
excited
guys
for our
here.
first match.
Yeah, definitely. So there are going to be some exciting matches here. So we're actually going to take a look at the players for tonight. Our first set for this best of 5 for the semifinals is going to be Revolution from TtSEED Gaming versus Semper from Team Gravity. What do you think about this matchup, Sean?
I believe it's a TVZ, correct?
Yes.
TVZ is the traditional matchup of StarCraft 2, so I'm excited, man. And we have another PvP coming up, so these are two matchups that I love to watch. It's very exciting both ways, you know. Already watched some good TVZ with Sir Robin earlier in the tournament, and I haven't seen Revolution play yet. I have seen Semper play, so I'm pretty excited to see them two go at it. I know they're both high GM players, so I'm definitely excited.
Yeah, you definitely can feel that when you have these kind of open tournaments, everyone really expects the tournament to start around the round of 8, around the semifinals, because that's when the players who everyone believed would just blitz their way through would make it. And now we're seeing those players who were looked at as such favorites coming against each other, and this is really where the tournament kicks itself into its final stages of excitement.
Yeah, well said, man. It's definitely true. Semper there's been a lot of buzz around Semper. After seeing him play, I definitely know why. This dude's a stud, man.
Revolution's
I mean, his micro is
also
awesome.
like, I don't know, man. I've seen Revolution play, and I've casted a few of his matches, and he's just been generally very unperturbed. Like, he's just unfazed by whatever comes towards him. I've seen him been cheesed. I've seen him play his way straight. He's someone who will play against worse players very generically because he's very confident. And I think we could see him perhaps play a little bit unorthodox again. That's the key thing, I think. Watching if Revolution tries to mix it up versus Semper, or whether Semper tries to mix it up versus Revolution, if they both expect their opponent to be a bit better than they've come across so far.
Yeah, definitely. If they made it through this far, then they're both very skilled for sure. Definitely excited to see Revolution play because I have not seen any of his matches. I haven't had the pleasure like you had, Tramp. Looks like we're just taking an extra minute here and we'll be hopping into this first game of the night on Expedition Lost.
Yeah.
How's your ZVT, Tramp? How do you do in this matchup on Expedition Lost? Is this a map that you enjoy as Zerg?
Yes. Well, I don't even know if Expedition Law... I'm currently enjoying ZVT because it's a very straightforward matchup. ZVP and ZVZ right now can be, very confusing for Zerg. It can go a lot of ways. There's much to read into, but apparently getting some questions as to whether we're fired up. I believe we are. But yeah, ZVT, it's very straightforward. I think a lot of Zergs find themselves very comfortable in it. I'm going to be really interested. Let me ask you, coming back to earlier, who do you think is going to be looking to break the tempo? Who do you think is going to be looking to play out of the ordinary to try to upset their opponent? And do you think that person is feeling a little bit pressured or not? What do you think, Ron?
I think Semper. Yeah, I think Semper's going to mix it up a little bit. Maybe just because of the nature of the matchup. Like, Terran has a really wide variety in their tricks. Zerg, with that being said, Zerg does as well, but Terran has so many wacky ways to open. You could do 2 racks into a crazy all-in. You could do Hellbat timings. You could do Mass Hellions. And Semper's a guy who's already shown a wide variety of playstyles, so I really think he'll throw a curveball. But as Revolution is as good as I've heard, like you said, he might be able to adapt to it, and that's when the games can get really interesting. That's why TVZ is such a cool matchup. I mean, it's so back and forth. I mean, it's like just trading everywhere and almost the whole game. And it's just, it's exciting. I'm pumped.
Yeah, it's given a lot of, of a bad rep because it's considered a very generic matchup. But if you look at it, the openers that these players choose are always very, very different. I remember one thing that was really interesting. I was watching TLO play a while back in WCS, and he was doing this 2-base into 3-base Roach opener, and he was getting +1 carapace, and then just going into a standard Roach Mutiling Bane game with a little bit of Roach support after he had the first push. So ZVT can be very varied, and I'm really interested to see if Revolution does bring that aspect of the matchup to it. Yeah. As a fellow Zerg player, I'm really excited to see how he plays so I can steal it and see if I can...
Yeah, so I'm going to interject here one last time just to get us going. And so, predictions and scores, what do you think? We'll start with you, Tramp.
I'm expecting 3 draws in a row, and then we quit, and the RSL falls apart. No, seriously, I think I'm going to give it to Semper. Unfortunately, I think it's going to be close, but I think it's going to be... This is a best of 5, correct?
Yes.
Yeah, best of 5. I think it'll go to Semper about 3-1. I'm just getting a feeling that he's a very confident Terran. There's a lot of hype around him. And I'm going to err on the side of caution against my race, unfortunately, and say that he's probably going to be the guy to beat this time. What do you think, RaMa?
I'm going to have to be boring and agree with you. I think Semper is going to win, but I don't think it's going to be 3-1. I think it'll be 3-2. I think Revolution is going to take a game or two off Semper.
I think 1 game, but like 2 games, we'll see.
I don't know. We shall.
All right, players are ready. Everyone in the lobby is very excited and dancing.
Yep, Revolution throwing down some ill dance moves. I've never seen dance moves of this magnitude in chat, so very impressed.
You can't see it, but I'm pretty sure Hawkeye is shedding some tears for the success of his league in the background. Very excited how things have come so far.
Oh yeah, he's proud.
Yeah, we're getting into the game now. Expedition lost, Semper versus Revolution. So Legacy of the Void isn't out yet. And with the beta around, I have to ask, what are the odds that they'll change the load bar? What are the odds, RaMa?
I don't know.
Probably not very good.
Probably not very good as well. I think so.
All right. Any second now. Any second.
I can't keep the drum roll going that long.
You
gave up.
You've let me down.
I've abandoned the drum roll. We'll get it next game, I promise. I promise.
Next game. It just has to be the whole time. There's going to be no pre-game talk. It's just going to be a continuous drum roll.
I got this. I'll be warming up.
And the loading bars are being very timid.
There it is.
Okay.
All right, in our top right, from Team Gravity, we have the hyped up yellow Terran, Semper.
And in the bottom left, we have slightly less hype, but still extremely competent, TtSEED Revolution. Alright. No 6 pools, nothing to start the game off like that.
No SCVs sprinting across the map so far.
Would have gone out by now. So we can probably expect them to play an early game as opposed to a hyper early game.
Oh, this looks like a supply depot.
Nope, yep. I was thinking, were we going to be dirty liars for a second there? Nope. First thing to take note of is, Revolution's Overlord Scout. Let's see if he's scared of Marines. I've seen a lot of Zergs literally just send their Overlord over here because Marine openers have become very common. And you really just don't want to lose it because that's your eyes. If it's gone, you have no way of knowing what the Terran's doing. Yeah.
Yeah,
so
definitely.
He's drone scouting, so this is another solution. You can do whatever you want with your Overlord if you know there's no Marine opener on the way. Yeah, safe play.
I like this. I like Zergs who drone scout. It's always good. You know you're gonna have a good economy regardless because Zergs is a strong race economic-wise, but
I don't know, man. Mules are pretty formidable.
Yeah, mules are definitely good.
I hear they're actually made of money.
They truly are. They fall out of the sky too, which is pretty cool.
Yep. So he scouts this. He's probably just seeing that it's going to be a pretty ordinary Reaper opening to start. Did you see what timing the Terran's gas went down?
I'm not entirely sure.
Yeah.
He doesn't mind too much off of it though, so 40, so probably about 13 maybe.
Yeah. So Reaper's coming out. He'll just get a CC. Next thing to look for, looks like Semper actually... Yeah. Thanks, Kaboosh. It looks like it's 11. Yeah, the difference between 11 or 12 is 11 is more aggressive. With 11, you're usually looking to force a spore or get a drone. If it's 12, you're just looking to get a Reaper for scouting purposes. You'll probably only get 2 then. I'm curious, this opener here we see at the Revolution, he's pretty much just going to have, I think, his standard 15, 16, 17.
Yeah.
Yeah. Will he make 6 lings or 4, RaMa? Find out.
Here it is.
Drumroll.
1 queen and 2 lings.
Yes, and we'll see how many. This Overlord, the Overlord can just stick around as long as it pleases because there's no reactor on the way. And he's only making 4 lings, so he's confident that he can hold this, and he should be. He had the drone scout, so he knew the timing of the gas. 2 little lings.
I've been told the drum rolls sound terrible on stream.
Ah,
That's all right.
nice.
Oh, this Reaper poking in, trying to be very annoying.
Our oath to never drumroll again.
Yep, there it is. We promise.
Let's take our bets
Queen
here.
pops out.
Will he lose
Looks
a
like she's
ling?
gonna put an end to this.
No immediate queen afterwards.
Solid
Is he
micro here by Revolution.
Is he? Oh no, he's getting the queen. So yeah, Revolution not losing anything there, as you shouldn't. If you're fairly competent, you can just hold out against a 12 gas until the queen pops out. He has this Overlord here, just to look for whether the Reaper tries anything funny. And he has the Overlord position back here, waiting, seeing if he can get a good scout. Yeah, nothing out of the ordinary so far. A lot of Zergs are leaving 1 in gas these days because Hellbat pushes are pretty scary, and you won't really have the gas to put down a Bane Nest and morph in time if you don't leave the 1 on gas.
Yeah. Smart thing to do. Looks like a 3rd CC coming down here from Semper as well. 2 Hellions, so fairly standard TVZ for our first game of the night. Looks like he might be doing a Banshee behind this, so Hellion Banshee play here by Semper.
Yeah, something I've seen like a lot of are these really kind of cunning Stargate 3cc builds where it feels like the aggression is still really scary and you can easily overcommit to it, but in reality it's very economic.
Yeah.
Interesting to note that Revolution actually put his drones on gas pretty early, so let's see what he tries to do with that. Just getting a Roach one. Oh, so yeah, that was for something. What do you think this is going to be? Just...
I don't know. It could be doing some Roach Bane aggression here, but I don't know. Things will change definitely when this Banshee moves across the map, and if Revolution doesn't scout it in time. This is one of those timeless builds. I mean, Hellion Banshee has been around for a very, very long time.
If we look at Revolution's vision, he actually saw the 3rd CC going down, so he's probably hesitant to waste the Overlord, assuming it's probably going to be a pretty standard play.
Yeah.
So we may not see this scout come in time at all. Yeah, this is pretty clever out of Semper. I would not want to have to go up against this delayed Banshee play.
Yeah. This is one of those maps where a lot of Terrans have vetoed because of those behind rocks to any sort of push. Roach pushes, Blink Stalker pushes. When those rocks go down, it's very, very weak. I've seen it many times in Pro League, in TVZ. I mean ZVT rather. You see the Zerg really abuse the map in this portion right here. And that could be what Revolution is going for, as someone pointed out. Baneling Nest coming down here by Revolution. Yeah, he's getting very, very aggressive here. I think that 3rd base is more or less for the larva.
Yeah, so this Baneling Nest means that it's probably not going to be going through the back door. You can always swing around to the back door and have a delayed kind of all-in, but with the Banelings, he's going to want to break down the front.
Yeah, most definitely, because you can get a supply block and obviously more access to the natural and tons of SCVs down there.
The Banshees have
fully
identified
saturated already.
Banshees have locked in on the Queens, no transfuses going down. It looks like Revolution's focusing entirely on his all-in at the front. Losing those Queens is pretty brutal. The Roach is coming up. They're going to pretty much knock down this door. There's nothing really here. Semper's going to be relying on his Banshees to kind of put this fire out.
Yeah. The front door is down. Revolution's going to steamroll here through the natural. Banshee's coming out here by Semper, but I don't know if he's going to be able to hold this without taking too much losses here.
There's going to be a lot of damage, but this is 3cc, so as long as he doesn't lose more than, let's say, 15 SCVs, which he very well may, because the Blings are having a
Yeah, that whole mineral line went down. Let's see how many workers have been killed.
Yeah.
25 workers killed, so
okay,
that is definitely some critical damage here by Revolution. And he has 3 hatches behind this, and he's droning up and taking his layer as well. This is a very strong strong push. Solid hold by Semper, but I mean, he might have lost too many SCVs there.
I mean, he really just didn't read this. And, you know, it's actually kind of funny. Semper was going for this 3cc delay harass play to kind of mess with his opponent's head. But here we have Revolution taking this pseudo 3rd, which is pretty much just for the larva and the eventual droning. And yeah, he's pulled this off flawlessly. There's Semper had no idea this was coming, and he had the Banshees out, yes, because he thought maybe there's going to be some kind of delayed Roach timing to punish the back door. But this Ling Bane Roach all-in has done tremendous damage, and I really like Revolution's position. That may seem like dumb to send those Lings across the map. What they're doing is just keeping the Banshees pinned back. Oh, I like dog. It's a cute dog. Hey, dog. As long as these Banshees are forced to stay on this side of the map, Semper's ability to get back into this game is going to be really hindered. Yeah. Banshees are now heading over. There's no counters, so these Banshees will pretty much be able to do their damage as best as they can. What do we have by way of defense? Not much. Spire is a ways away. He's going to rely on these queens to defend here. Let's see if Semper can punish this sort of sparse spread out of defense. 4 Banshees. Yeah, that's scary. I'm fairly certain this third hatch is going down. My co-caster, I believe, has abandoned me. I'm very heartbroken. So this third hatchery, it's going to fall. Nothing can really stop this, but he's probably going to lose a Banshee in the process. And the queens are getting good damage, and will he not get the third hatch? Wow. It looks like Revolution saving the third hatch barely in time. He probably could have gotten that Semper, I mean, if he just kind of clicked on it. But obviously not wanting to lose the Banshees, which doesn't make sense, because he lost 2 Banshees anyways. Yeah, this is a tough position. The mutas are on their way. This Banshee harass is going to be mute in a moment. If we look back at home, Semper is kind of transitioning to some standard bio play. Might be relying on drops here to do some damage, but I really don't see it accomplishing much because these mutas are going to be out any second. Banshee's getting a few more kills, 4 drones go down, a bit more, but these mutas have these Banshees kind of dead to rights. As soon as an Overseer gets over here, this last Banshee will fall. On this side of the map, we see these drops Surge attempting to clean up Overlords, but obviously he wanted to drop the third. But the Overlord was in the way, and very good turns generally kill the scouting units of Zerg that are put along the drop paths. We see Revolution is coming in with the mutas, looking to see if he can do some damage as he very confidently macros up behind this little bit of muta aggression. He'll have some Ling Bane on the way, no Evo Chambers as of yet. He's looking to do some crippling punishment on the third CC. The idea here is, as the third CC goes down, it's a very small defense to try to secure it, and even without upgrades, you can just kind of take it down. Marines stimming forward, not many medevacs, actually 4 is pretty solid, so that stim won't hurt too much. But if Revolution keeps forcing those kind of engagements, it's going to attack Semper after a little while. Flying home is Revolution. He has his Overseer out, so he could take a fight around the third if he wanted to. But he's playing it safe, getting those Evo Chambers finally, starting his 1-1 upgrades. And from here on out, we're going to enter, I wouldn't say an ordinary game, because Revolution is still fairly far ahead, though the supplies say otherwise. But I still obviously favor his position. It's probably just because he's been focusing on drones, he's been saturating his 3 bases. His third is still in very critical shape.
Ooh.
So that, hey man, what's up?
Sorry about that. I live in a fairly busy household. My dog goes crazy. But I'm back, and I've been watching the game.
You know,
I've missed you, Tramp.
Yeah.
We're back.
You haven't
Semper has
missed
definitely
much.
done a good job of turning this into a game. The supplies are fairly even here.
They are, but I really still favor Revolution's position. His 4th base is going to go up, and there's really no pressure coming across that can threaten it. Yeah,
that's a good point.
Semper's done decent at coming back in, like you said, but he is in a position to defend, not attack. And Terran can't just sit back against Zerg.
Yeah. It's true that Kabush pointed out the upgrade difference here is definitely in favor of Terran. He's working on his 2-2 while Revolution has barely finished his 1-1, and the 4th base is up, and that's pretty much the key for ZVT. If he keeps that alive, and like you said, he's not really doing a great job of applying pressure because he's kind of in the comeback mode. So the longer Revolution keeps that 4th base alive, the better he's going to look for the late game. He's going to be able to make his transition.
We see a Banshee swinging around the side over here, trying to get some more damage. This is exactly what he needs to do. Just be really annoying. You want to draw the Zerg's attention away from here. You want to pick off some creep tumors while he's busy dealing with this goddamn Banshee. And look at this. Look, he's sending his entire Mutaflock back. If we look, this is a larger than normal Mutaflock. This is 23 mutants. The standard is something like 16, maybe 20. But this is a lot of mutas, and he's forcing these out of positions with one Banshee. So Semper, he's gained a bit of ground here. He's cleaned up a bit of creep. Very nice little win for him. Oh, 2 mutas might go down for free. Very unfortunate. And it's only going to be 1. Not the worst thing that could happen. Revolution's starting to drone up that 4th. Do you think that upgrade difference will be what allows Semper to kind of crush Revolution at that crucial timing?
Could be. Honestly, it depends on how fast Semper starts his 3-3 once his 2-2 kicks in, because as you see here, Revolution also just started his 2-2.
Yeah, that's a good point.
And his infestation fit, so he's working towards that really dangerous late game Zerg army in TPT. And this engagement, even though it's off creep, this is exactly what Revolution wants. This is definitely a decent trade for him.
No, because these Widow Mines are gonna Never mind.
Pulls off, you gotta retreat. Definitely. Good micro there by Revolution. Could have lost a lot more. And he takes out the Widow Mines. Very well done. I don't think you should fight off creep like this, though. Definitely not with any Zerglings or anything like that.
Well, my guess is that
no splits by Semper. Ooh, definitely lost a little more than he should have there. I think he thought that Revolution would have turned around a little sooner. And you see the hive here coming up for our Zerg player, and the 5th base as well. And like you said before, I mean, that's pretty much the story of this game. Is Semper's been in comeback mode the entire time, and he wasn't able to really deny the mining here at this 4th base. So if all goes well for Revolution, he should take favorable engagements and.
But they're like,
advantage.
I actually really like Semper hasn't started his 3-3. If he'd started his 3-3, I'd really love his position. But I don't think it as much anymore, and I don't think that he's really at all behind. He's just kind of in a dodgy state now. I think that engagement off of creep, you're right, that was a bad idea. Those Banelings traded very inefficiently, and Semper split like pretty darn well considering that most of his army was just bio begging to die. Like, this Widow Mine spread is fantastic. Revolution cannot engage here, which means he has to concede the creep. And as he concedes this creep,
this is great here. This is great pressure here by Semper. This is exactly what he needs to do if he wants to start clawing his way into the game. This is one of the benefits of having the gold base here.
Oh, look at that. He cuts off the reinforcements by chopping down the rocks. This army is now isolated. He has to get these rocks down ASAP. Oh, Semper should really be applying a bit more pressure here because this is a very dangerous spot for the Zerg. And the Zerg coming in with a flank from as many sides as he can. Looks like pseudo 3 as he has a few lings coming around from the back. But it looks like he's just going to force Semper to forfeit the position for a slightly disadvantageous trade. Mutaflock is really quite scary at this point. Still 20 mutas, that's always pretty frightening. I would have liked to see Revolution do some counterattacks with those mutas. What do you think?
Yeah, definitely. You see that there's only one turret here at Semper's 3rd. He has a bunker as well, but he could definitely swing around to this corner position here at the 3rd. And even the production, you could probably get into, but who knows? You know, with Semper in the middle of the map, I feel he feels a little safer with
little drop coming in at the 4th. There's nothing really in position to deal with this. He's gonna have to split off a few units, and he's splitting off lings, which means these Marines will be able to trade extremely cost efficiently. This is unfortunate and very well.
We might catch these drones transitioning. It's a big trade.
No, calm your memories, okay? It's gonna be fine.
I can't. It's gonna be okay. Too much hype.
Too much hype. Yeah, and I think that little drop did its job. It traded pretty efficiently, pulling him out of position. I really like how Semper is kind of fighting. Like, he recognizes that these spots he's taking, these burgeoning creep locations and expansions, these are places he has to fight for. And I think Semper's playing really intelligently, kind of forcing Revolution to cede this ground as opposed to rushing in like some Terrans might, who are slightly less experienced.
Definitely needs to start working towards this Ultralisk transition too, because if you flip on this production tab and you look at Revolution, he's getting Zerg Flyer attacks +3, Adrenal Lands, +3 melee, the Chitinous Plating, 3 Ultralisk, 19 Banelings. I mean, he's getting into that scary, scary late game Zerg army.
We see Semper just with a little bit of fancy micro taking off a few workers over here. Semper doing the multi-prong doing over here. I think this Hatcher's gonna die. Oh wait, Hero Ultralisk Pure Ultros to the rescue! And he's gonna die because he's fat. And
Yeah, Ultralisk with no support are about as useless as it gets.
I'm sorry, I think what you mean to say is Ultralisks are useless. Never mind. Yeah, just cut the no support part. I'm actually really excited for Ultralisk with 1 bonus armor in Legacy of the Void, but now's not the time to talk about that. Semper getting his drop back. He's been really good pressuring these kind of 2 locations. Just look how far apart these 2 spots. This is the biggest weakness of Zerg on Expedition Lost.
Yeah.
The amount of space you need to defend is ludicrous, and this is what I'm scared of when we eventually play on Echo, because Echo is similarly fat. But yeah, as we see, the creep is really not where Revolution wants it to be. He's not in a position to pressure Semper's 4th. Yeah, what do you think? Like, where are they at? What are you thinking?
I don't know. I think if Semper doesn't adjust his composition, I think Revolution just wait for a few more ultras and then go. And he seems maxed out here, so he can't because he has so many.
And
meters,
we see
this
him
is a good
coming
engagement
in.
here for Revolution.
Pretty nice surround. The Banelings are rushing forward, trying to be move commanded, but this plays into Semper's hands. But the Ultralisks are kind of pivoting forward. They don't have much support left. Can they get the damage they need done alone? And I don't think,
they can. I think they're gonna push Semper
Really?
back farther enough. He has enough mutas.
I think Semper will lose one more wave and then pick up Semper. Pick up. No, you're gonna lose
Yeah,
it.
he
Okay.
definitely lost a lot there in that trade. Definitely a great trade for Revolution. Let's see how he decides to max out here. With 40
Yeah.
more Zerglings and 3-3 on the way here.
And you know what? Like, look at the 3-3. I think the big failing of Semper this game is his 3-3 is going to be finishing pretty much around when Revolution's 3-3 finished. And this is unacceptable, honestly. I know he was in a dodgy space, but the biggest advantage that Terran has is Zerg is investing into Ultralisk Carapace and Ling Adrenal Glands and 3-3 and Hive and the Infestation Pit. They have to bank so much gas to get out their 3-3 and their final tier 3. But Terran Terran just has to get their, 3-3 upgrades. They just have to click on their engineering base. And he failed to click on his engineering base for whatever reason. And his timing has kind of evaporated. He's on 5 bases here, which is nice for him. But there's going to be this really scary timing where the Zerg has a formidable army and Semper is not maxed out and is starved for gas.
Yeah. He needs to pump out a lot more Marauders and fast. Because Revolution's about to do a very, very big counterattack here.
Yeah.
These are the kind of engagements that Semper wants. He wants to chip away at the Zerg army before anything. Oh, nice cancel on that.
These Widow Mines look like they get some big hits, and they seem to go off on the Mutacloud, which has been utterly shredded. And yeah, we see again the Banelings trying to move command forward, but they're behind the Ultralisk, not where you want them to be. And the Ultralisk are kind of derping as the Banelings are dying. And oh no, this is a nightmare for Zerg.
That was a great trade here for Semper, and the Widow Mines are going to finish these Ultralisk off as they try to retreat.
Yeah, and I think there was this timing where Revolution, he skipped his 1-1 upgrades. You weren't here. He skipped his 1-1 upgrades. He had a big Mutacloud. He was threatening the 3rd, and he was thinking about pushing into it. But he let Semper establish it because he was scared of this control. I definitely think that everything we've seen this game has told us that Revolution, he feels pressured by this opponent. He went for this kind of blatant all-in because he probably wasn't especially confident in these drawn-out micro situations. And now we're seeing all this big drop coming out of this undefended 4th on the low ground. These Ultralists are kind of like, what do? What do, Master?
We need support.
Yeah, this is a nightmare. I'm not on Team Revolution right now. This is rough. And kudos to Semper for coming back, even if by some weird turn of events he doesn't win this game. This is definitely a very high-level display we're seeing, and a comeback that probably shouldn't have happened, to be honest.
We got the mutas here trying to make something happen, but Semper is well prepared for this with many turrets already set up with high seek auto tracking. So
yeah, we saw
spot those mutas away.
We saw the Mutaflock get crippled earlier on, and it hasn't really recovered. It's sort of coming around, just sort of waddling in its pink, fading luster. Poor mutas. Good upgrades on the mutas, though. I think it's at 3-1. That's pretty solid. A lot of Zergs at my bad level tend to forget the muta upgrades.
Diamond League struggles. We all know those feels.
Yeah.
I know those feels.
Well,
Widow
I'll tell
Mine
you,
harassed here by Semper, 3 Widow Mines, but
I'll tell you-
Revolution seems to be on top of it.
yeah, Revolution doesn't know those feels, but you know what he does know the feels of? He knows the feels of playing against an opponent who is quite scary, such as Semper.
GM Terrans.
Yeah, GM Terrans.
GM anything, really.
Oh,
Uh,
look! Changelings are about to die. Wait, a moment of peace for the Changelings. The poor Changelings. Oh, goodbye. Hardly knew.
It's like 8 kills there for those Widow Mines, borrowed at 5th base. And
Yeah.
a group of Marauders here poking a little bit for Semper. And this is going to be a big engagement coming up.
Little trademark of innovations. I don't know if you've seen his like prolonged VUTs, but he really likes to fly around with a medevac and just drop Widow Mines in Zerg mineral lines. He's also a monster. Those two things.
Saw
Totally
him beat Sue with that in a GSL
Yeah.
finals.
he does that a lot. Like totally unrelated. He's a monster, but yeah.
Definitely.
And we have the Zerg army kind of getting out of position. Not really where you want to be. Revolution. You kind of want to be
He's
here.
definitely getting that base.
Nice little counterattack at the top though, but yeah, the focus is up here. This really nice position. He's on creep though, important to note. If Revolution gets a little bit of a split, he's going to have that movement advantage. And the army is kind of clumped up. Let's see how Semper splits. He may be focusing in. All the mutas are dying, meanwhile at the top to a small pack of Marines. Not what you want. And look at this arc coming out of Semper. I think Revolution is just going to barely take this fight, but Semper, he takes that pretty efficiently. Yeah.
Can't believe you didn't get that hatch though. This hatch for Revolution looks like it's still up.
Yeah,
Only
you know,
less than 100 health, but
fun
still
fact,
mining,
this-
still giving the economy
you-
he needs.
I think you also missed this, but there were 4 Banshees, and they could have killed this third hatch down here, but they didn't. And it's still recovering. That damage you see on that third hatch, that's from like 20 minutes ago. Yeah, so, you know, the hatchery will bear its scars for some time unless Semper suddenly decides to make a bunch of queens, which some Zergs do tend to do. It's like this stage of the game, like, okay, I have all these Ultralisks, don't want them to be useless. Make a bunch of queens. Final Widow Mine gets its last 8 kill, very nice, and that will be cleaned up. We're looking at this kind of mining out situation. A lot of these bases are going to start to be very hard to take. We see Semper really on only 1 mining base currently. And yeah, they're fairly mined out. This match is entering its end stage, not because either player has done anything drastic, but purely because the money is drying up. The well is running out. You're going to be sad to see this game go, RaMa? RaMa? RaMa! Co-caster dead again. Losing his mutas a bit carelessly is Revolution. A little bit of a story of this game. He should be controlling them a bit more focusedly, but I can't really blame him. He's played a pretty solid game, and that is that.
GG. Well
Yeah,
played
where'd
there by Semper for the first
Where did
game.
you go, RaMa? Where'd you go? Don't do that to me.
I just can't have my dog bark on stream. It's tough.
So earlier, before we started, I think you heard me mention, I was looking to see who was on the back foot, who would be pressured to do something a bit more unconventional. And you know what? We saw both aspects of that come out from Revolution. He had that bit of cheesy, all-in, fake play. He had that because maybe he wants to just end this series as quickly as possible. Maybe he feels in a long, drawn-out situation he won't do very well versus Semper, as we saw. And Semper took catastrophic damage, but really held his own.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was crazy. That was definitely a great comeback there by Semper. Revolution's made a few mistakes, and those mistakes ended up piling up and costing him the game in the end. Because he was definitely a good amount ahead for a large portion of that game, I think.
Yeah. Second map, we're going to be on Vani Research Station. This is a map I quite like it from Terran. So my 3-1 Semper is starting to be endangered because I'm not sure if Revolution's going to be taking a single game. But yeah, this is going to be a match where I'm sure Semper's going to be more on guard. So he'll probably play a bit safer this time around. And I think Revolution, I'm curious to see what he does. You know, you cheese the first game. The cheese itself was very effective. It was just kind of the drawn-out situation proved unfortunate. So we'll see if Revolution tries to fake him out and go for another different flavored all-in. Maybe even the same all-in. What do you think, RaMa?
Different flavored all-in, I like that. I don't know. I think Semper should be confident in his macro after that game. If I was Semper, I'd want to drag it to the late game because The early to mid game seemed to be where Revolution was getting the upper hand in almost all the engagements. So
Yeah, so Semper, he'll probably... I actually categorized his build last game as rather safe. I just think he didn't really